friends. Welcome. Today, we are going to study the story 2.23 Questions, written by Leo Tolstoy. Expressions in English classified under different heads. Pair up with your partner, guess and match the columns. Read the polite requests or suggestions and complete the gaps in the responses. Make sure they are polite and not repeated. Let's see if you remember a nursery rhyme. You must have sung, as kids. Three questions. About the story. A parable is a short story with a moral lesson. A parable usually has human characters. This parable is about a king who wants to find the answers to what he considers to be the three most important questions in life. A certain king desperately seeks answers to three questions like: when is the right time to begin everything? Who are the right people to listen to? What is the most important thing to do? The king wants to be a perfect person and ruler, so he tries to gather the correct answers from learned people in his kingdom, but none of them comes up with any satisfactory and convincing answers to his questions. The king decides to go to a hermit, who is widely renowned for his wisdom. The hermit lives in a small hut in a forest, which he never left. He speaks only to common people. So, the king puts on simple clothes and approaches the hermit's hut, leaving his horse and bodyguard. The hermit greets the king but continues his digging. The king asks his three questions to the hermit, but he doesn't answer. He continues digging the soil. The king helps him to dig soil till sunset. 2 beds of soil are ready for sowing seeds. Then the king asks his questions, but the hermit doesn't answer his questions. The king becomes impatient, so he finally requests the hermit to answer his question or he will return to his home. Suddenly, a bearded man comes running to them, bleeding profusely. The king tends to him and saves the man's life. The king, being very tired, falls asleep. He later comes to know from the bearded man that he had come to kill the king who had executed his brother. But after what the king did for him, he is indebted to him. The king forgives him and arranges for his own servant and physician to attend to him. The hermit interprets these events and answers the king like: the most important time is now, the present moment. The most necessary person is the one with whom you are. The most important thing is to do good to the person you are with. This is the reason we are given this life of a human being. New words. Marginal questions. 1. What is the right time according to you? The present is the right time. Past can't be undone and future can't be predicted. 2. What final suggestion did the last group of learned men offer, regarding the best time? It was impossible for anyone to decide correctly the right time for every action. So the king should have a council of wise men to help him to fix the proper time for everything. 3. Why did the king go to the hermit in disguise? Because he didn't want to risk the chance that the hermit might not answer his questions. 4. How did the hermit respond to the king's questions? The hermit listened but said nothing. 5. In what state was the bearded man when he arrived? Wounded and fainted. He had a large wound in his stomach. 6. Why had the wounded man asked for the king's pardon? Because the king saved his life who has resolved to kill the king. 7. What qualities of the king stand out as he forgave his enemy? Forgiveness, mercy, peace and a kindness. 8. How did the hermit finally point out the answers to the king's questions? By referring to incidents that the king actually experienced when he visited the hermit. Workshop. Read the story and answer whether the following statements are true or false. A. The people convinced the king to make a proclamation. False. B. The hermit spoke usually to everyone. False. C. The king received all answers from the hermit. True. D. The person the king saved and helped was his enemy. True. E. To do good to people is the purpose of our life. True. Match the titles with the contents of the proper paragraph. The character traits of the king and hermit are mixed up. Sort them out in the right box. Complete the tree diagrams associated with the happenings in the story. Write down in your notebook 2 points for each of the following. How do you know? The learned advisors who came to the court confused the king. None of the learned people could give satisfactory answers to the king's 3 questions. B. The king was humble. When the king went to meet a hermit, he dressed as a simple man, left his horse and bodyguards. Even he helped the hermit to dig the soil. He helped the wounded man without willingly. C. The king's enemy was repentant. The king had taken care of the wounded man and he saved his life. This brought a change of heart in the wounded man and he was ready to serve the king. D. The hermit was truly wise. The hermit's actions and wisdom gave convincing answers to the king's 3 questions. Choose the correct answer and fill in the blanks. Consider this list of the different things that happened and rearrange them in the order of time, that is, What happened first? What happened next, and so on. Read the related paragraph again if you are uncertain. The following compound words from the story are spelt in a jumbled order. Rearrange the letters to make them meaningful. Friends, we have studied 2.23 questions written by Leo Tolstoy. Hope you enjoyed this story. If you liked it, share this video with others. Thank you.